Hey guys, welcome to everyone's favorite part of learning, Grammar Monday. Today we're going to talk about complete sentences and comma splices and fragments and run-ons, but first I need my supplies, so ta-da! Let's start with a review about complete sentences. Fantastic. Here is what I would like you to do. I'm going to have to do some writing, so Accio marker! Wizard and an athlete. A complete sentence, as you remember, has all of the following. These things are written in. You don't need to write down anything in your notes yet, but remember, begins with a capital letter. That's a capital letter. Ends with punctuation, a question mark, a period, an exclamation mark, point, etc. Contains a subject and a predicate, which we'll talk more about right now. The subject, as you remember, is who the sentence is about. The predicate tells me about the subject. So let's look at a few examples. You have these written out on your notes, and so what we're going to do is I just want you to highlight. I have those colors on your Google Doc that I have on paper in front of me because I'm old, and I want you to do some highlighting. So in the first one, my favorite teacher is slowly going insane. The subject would be do it like Dora, so like yell at your computer. You're right, my favorite teacher. And so you're going to highlight in that purple color, my favorite teacher, because that's everything about the subject. The predicate tells me about the subject is slowly going insane, so highlight that part in blue. We'll go to the second one. In the sentence, I should go tell my family how much I appreciate them, which you should do. Pause the video, go tell them right now. The subject is I, so highlight that in purple. The predicate is should go tell my family how much I appreciate them. Go ahead and highlight that. Great. If I'm going too fast, you can pause the video. That's beautiful. And then finally, there's a question. Does this refresher make sense to you? Question mark. The subject is this refresher, so you'd highlight that in purple. And then everything else, so does, and then also makes sense to you, is the predicate, so you're going to highlight that in blue. If you're already lost, what you should do is stop this video and send me an email. Fantastic. And then finally, a complete sentence expresses a complete thought. This is all a review. We've talked about it before. Love it. Let's move on. A comma splice is the next thing. And so now I'm going to do some more magic. And as you may remember, a comma splice is when two complete sentences, so subject, predicate, are incorrectly thrown together, or as I said, connected by a comma. Notice this is incorrect because our comma splice is good. No, they are not. They are bad. They are like Twilight, and complete sentences are like Harry Potter. Fantastic. So you should write that in your notes. There's a blank place for you to say that. Again, you already should know this. This is a review, but again, remember, comma splice, fantastic. Three examples. One, my mom and I make dinner nearly every evening, comma, we enjoy eating together. Every part of that is true. It is a comma splice and is incorrect because my mom and I make dinner nearly every evening would be a complete sentence. We enjoy eating together would also be a complete sentence, and so when I jam those together with a comma in the middle, that's a comma splice. It's bad. It's a type of run-on sentence. We don't do those because we're good writers. Number two, there's nothing you need to be writing for these, but just I want you to pay attention to them. I like Miss Wimmer's videos. They are very informative. Oh my gosh, thank you guys so much for saying that. I like Miss Wimmer's videos. Complete sentence. It has everything it needs to have. They are very informative. Again, a complete sentence. So when you jam those together, that's a comma splice, and that's bad. And then I am reading Harry Potter, comma, I really like it. Same thing. Complete sentence, thrown together incorrectly, connected by a comma. Comma splice, we don't like it. As you may remember, there are three ways to fix it. They are on your notes. They are on your other notes from a couple weeks ago, so I'm not going to go over it. Again, if you have questions, stop the video, email me right this second. Now, we are going to move on to the third thing, which is a run-on occurs when two sentences are connected improperly. So, in a comma splice that involved a comma incorrectly connecting things, a run-on is basically when you jam two sentences together with or without a comma. So, comma splice is a type of run-on. This is more general. It's a lot of times will include not having the correct punctuation. So the definition I want you to write down is occurs when two or more sentences are connected improperly. That's the whole general example. Or definition. Let's look at a couple examples. I'm going to have you fix these on your note, and so I'll read them out loud, and then we'll talk about how you're going to fix them, and you're going to write down the answer for yourself. Number one, Hermione enjoyed the bouquet of tulips Ron gave her on prom night, however, she prefers roses. This, unlike comma splices, oftentimes you can read it out loud, and you can hear how rushed that feels. There are no pauses. It's two complete thoughts that are jammed together, right? Hermione enjoys the bouquet of tulips Ron gave her on prom night. Could be a sentence by itself. However, she prefers roses, could be a sentence by herself. So the way that I am going to have you fix that is period after the word night. So Hermione enjoyed the bouquet of tulips Ron gave her on prom night, period, capital H. However, she prefers roses. Now it's not a run-on sentence, it's 2 complete sentences. Now it is proper and good and we like it. So go ahead and make those changes in your notes doc. Just pause me if you need to. 2, I love to write papers. I would write one every day if I had the time. Again, you can kind of hear how rushed it sounds, which makes run-on sentences a little easier to find than comma splices. The way that I would change that is, I love to write papers, comma, and I would write one every day if I had the time, which is so true. If you want to write more papers, just let me know. I'll give you some prompts. And then C, they weren't dangerous criminals. They were detectives in disguise. Again, they weren't dangerous criminals. Could be a sentence all by itself. They were detectives in disguise. Could be a sentence all by itself. Jammed together, that's a run-on sentence and incorrect. And so another way to fix those would be, they weren't dangerous criminals, semicolon, they were detectives in disguise. So that third point says, how do you fix a run-on sentence? Some of you maybe have figured it out. In the first one, we turned it into 2 sentences. In the second one, we added a comma and a fanboy. And then the third one, we did a semicolon. You can fix run-on sentences the exact same way you fixed comma splices. So again, those notes are up higher, but for now, you can just write the same way you fix a comma splice. Put it in 2 sentences, add a semicolon, add a comma and a fanboy. We're doing great. Now we're going to keep running, and we are going to go to the next one, and so, erasio. And writio. Fragment. In a sentence fragment, basically, something is missing. So if we go back to our original definition of what makes a complete sentence, a fragment won't begin with a capital letter, or it will be missing punctuation at the end, or it will be missing a subject, or it will be missing a predicate, which involves a verb, which we talked about a couple weeks ago, or it will not be a complete thought. So let us look at a few examples. We'll talk about what's missing, and we'll talk about how to fix them. So in the first one, again, write that down, something is missing. If you needed to remember what the something is, look at the complete sentence definition and that'll tell you. Doesn't respond to any of the emails I sent. What's missing from that one? Shout out to your computer. A subject. Who doesn't respond to any of the sentences or the emails I sent? And so a way to fix that would be add a subject. So right below that, you can insert any sort of name. My mom doesn't respond to any of the emails I sent. Fantastic. The next one, I disagree with. That's from The Office, in case you didn't know. Shout out to my friends who know The Office. I disagree with. What do you disagree with? That is not a complete thought. So you could say something like, I disagree with you, or I disagree with... I'm blanking on examples. FIFA. Disagree with it. Don't think it should be a thing. My students slowly would be the next one. My students slowly what? My students slowly laughed at my hilarious jokes. My students slowly stopped watching this video because I didn't like it. I hope not, because you get points for doing the whole note, so keep watching. So my students slowly what? Again, that's a fragment because it does not have that complete thought. The intelligent woman, same thing. The intelligent woman was wearing her Harry Potter robes. You can finish that sentence however you want. Again, you might want to pause that video so you can keep going. And then we miss, what do we miss? Who do we miss? We miss school. Everyone write we miss school. That's the correct answer. We miss school. Fantastic. An important note on sentence fragments. This is all written out for you, so you don't have to add anything. Sometimes you will see authors use them on purpose for emphasis. There's an example of it in your notes. If you're doing it well, a sentence fragment can be good and helpful. So it has to be intentional though. Don't do it unintentionally. I can tell the difference. I am the intelligent woman from example number D. Number D. All right, cool. Now there are a few examples, and what I would like you to do is just hit pause on this video for, not right now, but as soon as I'm done explaining, pause, and then there are 10 example sentences that I want you to really quickly look at. You're just going to identify them. So, is it a complete sentence? If it is, you're going to say S. Is it a comma splice? You're going to say CS. Is it a run-on? So any kind of run-on other than a comma sentence, comma splice, you're going to put an R. If it's a fragment, you're going to put an F. I just want you to identify them. You could just keep watching the video, but I promise your life will be better if you actually do the practice. So stop, pause, pausio. I don't think I need you again. Should I do anything magical at the end?
Yes.
Like make this disappear?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. All right, fantastic. So let's go over those really quickly. Showing her Harry Potter robe off and gloating is a fragment because who is showing off her Harry Potter robe and gloating? We don't know. Fragment. My teacher read my speech over and she said it was excellent. That would be a... Oh, there's not an and. There's not an and, so I fixed it and I said, it's a run-on sentence because there is no and. My teacher read my speech over. She said it was excellent. Those are both complete thoughts, and so because they're both complete thoughts, that's a run-on sentence. Fantastic. Because it was raining, fragment, because we don't know anything else about that sentence. My life is boring without school, comma, I get 80 emails per day, comma splice, because those are both complete sentences, and so that's incorrect. The one positive to online learning is that I never get interrupted. That one's a complete sentence, and it's also true. You know who you are. However, I miss my students. Life isn't the same without you guys is a run-on sentence because, however, I miss my students. Complete sentence. Life isn't the same without you guys. Complete sentence. Again, both parts of that are true. Oh, so sweet. Since she never saw that movie is a fragment because I don't know everything about that sentence. Since she never saw that movie, what? How would we fix it? Since she never saw that movie, we should invite her to watch it with us. Would be a complete sentence. Would finish out that thought. Have you guys done anything fun over the last few weeks? Is a fragment because there's no punctuation at the end. That one's a tricky one. There should definitely be a question mark there. And please send me funny videos. I need sources of entertainment. Comma Splice because please send me funny videos. Sentence. I need sources of entertainment. Sentence. You could fix that either by please send me funny videos, comma, 4. I need sources of entertainment. You could add semicolon. You could do period. Turn it into 2 sentences. We've gone over this. Hopefully this is just a review. Last one. I ran 6 miles yesterday and it was rough. That is a complete sentence because it has an and so it's great. Again, most of this should be review. Okay? Fragments we haven't talked about explicitly. We have, though, talked about comma splices. We have talked about what makes a complete sentence. We haven't talked a ton about run-on sentences. But if you have questions, you should email me. Some of us crushed that last quiz that we took, and some of us are so sweet and kind and really good people. So there will be an opportunity coming up where you can earn points back on that, which is partially why we're doing this. And also because sometimes when I read your writing, we don't write in complete sentences, but I know that you can and you want to because you're smart and capable. So there is a Kahoot that you are going to do and you will get points for doing it. It is linked on my Moodle page. You can do it as many times as you want. Thank you so much for paying attention to this video. If you've made it all the way to the end, I don't know, just email me and I'll send you a compliment or something. And so now that I'm done teaching, I'm going to set my living room back the way it was. So, Desiperio. And now I'm going to apparate on out of here. Nice.